Take a look at 50 secrets and details in the trailer for these games that you may have missed. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get started. At 0:56 seconds of the trailer, in the room, there is a wall with drawings, one of which looks like the Spanish map, which makes sense as Scarlet and Violet are based seemingly on the Iberian Peninsula, which includes Spain and Portugal. At 1 minute and 10 seconds in the Japanese trailer, there's images of gold bars and treasures, which would make sense for, I guess, a Spanish and Portuguese region, as both nations have in their history been seafaring nations that have expanded their power by going to different parts of the world with boats. At 1 minute 12 seconds, there is a clock on the wall which looks very similar to a mosaic clock souvenir from Barcelona. You can see exactly what that looks like here, and it looks exactly like the one we see on the wall. At 1 minute 22 seconds, you can see the first Pokemon Center of this region in the distance, just kind of in front of one of the cities out in the open, with a hologram logo on top of it so you can see it from farther away. This is going to be the place we're going to go to heal, so I guess there are Pokemon Centers out in the open world of this game. The lake at 1:23 is possibly the lake known as Rui do Ouro or Lake Jerez, which can be found in Portugal. At 1:48 in the video trailer, there is a picture of the center of the city where you can see a giant circle that features all the typings within Pokemon. Some speculate it might actually include a new 19th typing, but that's not been confirmed and most likely fake. However, there is something else here in the middle of the circle. There is what looks to be a possible star mixed with different colors and typings, which could be hinting at this game's new gimmick feature. Another place where we see a hint and secret to sort of Scarlet and Violet in this game is in the logo of the games themselves from the Japanese logo. Now, in this logo, there's a weird star-shaped object that could be related to the new gimmick and feature of this game, which could possibly be related to the same logo we see at the center of the city. Now, this is the same way with this logo that they hinted stuff back in, with the Megastones and the Z Crystals, with the logos in X and Y and Sun and Moon. But the star in the logo looks also oddly similar to something else. It looks specifically similar to the objects used in the Rebirth Pokemon manga. These are basically like stones as well that are used to fuse humans and Pokemon together. And it could be possible that in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet we may see some form of fusion, or perhaps a feature where we can use multiple different typings on a singular Pokemon. Hence why the circle in the city center has all the typings in it possibly. Based on the footage, we can confirm that the NPCs in this game will be far more active and move about the map more frequently and realistically than ever before. As seen at the footage in 1 minute 49 seconds and 1 minute 53 seconds, making this pretty much the most lively and real-world experience of a Pokemon game we've ever had. Like, Pokemon characters have NPCs and stuff have moved before. They've moved around, they've had like actions and stuff, but this is the first time where they're actively walking around a lot and actually moving about the map quite a bit. So there you go. There has been a drastic increase in texture quality, as you can see from Seviper and Magnemite in the trailer. The textures look far more realistic and they are way better in the lighting. The tower at 1 minute 58 and 1 minute 59 in the trailer is based seemingly on the Sagrada Familia Church, which is located in Barcelona, Catalonia, Spain. So that's what it seemingly is based on, and it makes a lot of sense as this whole region is seemingly based again on the Iberian Peninsula, including Portugal and Spain. At 2 minutes 01 seconds, we can see a Dratini statue in a fountain, which could confirm that Dratini and Dragonite will be showing up in this region. The player's home is seen at 2 minutes 11 seconds, and right behind the player's home, we also see what could be the professor's house and lab where we get our starter, the bigger building further down the road, essentially. So, on the left of the house where we live, on the player house, we can also see a tree that has oranges on them, and it's possible that in the Violet version of the game, there will be grapes on the trees instead, since this game seems to have some sort of strange duality to do with oranges and grapes, because they do keep showing up in other scenes as well. In this scene back in the real world at 2 minutes 32 seconds, there's a shield on the left and the right side, which seems to have on it different things featured. One of them features what seems to be grapes, and on the other one we have oranges on it. One being possibly the blood orange sangria, or scarlet colored one, and the other one being for the violet for the grapes. This could have to do with possibly maybe the evil team in the game, or perhaps to something to do with a conflict similar to the Diamond and Pearl Clan in Legends Arceus that you get to choose based on the game game you choose which side you're going to be supporting. At 2 minutes 16 seconds in the player's home, you can see images of a woman dancing some form of a Latin dance seemingly on that picture, again making a good connection back to the Iberian Peninsula. At 2 minutes 18 seconds, we can see the map of the actual whole region slightly on the right side of the screen. This map seems to show the most western part of the actual region and more or less confirms it to be the Iberian Peninsula if you compare the two next to each other. Thanks to this map, we can also discover a few more secrets and facts here. Now, the map shows cities which could potentially be the following ones. The southeast city might be based on Faro. The second one might be based on Evora or Beja. And the third one is probably Castelo Branco. So there you go. And then we also have the lakes. And if you look at those, they could be based, again, as we mentioned earlier, on Rio Douro and or Guedes, and are actually really gorgeous places to, use as a basis for this place. At 2 minutes 31 seconds in the trailer, we once again see the oranges and grapes which were on the shield, confirming again some sort of duality and conflict between the two of them within this game. Like, they seem to coexist or go against each other. At one point in the trailer, we see an image of something that looks like a sort of like a star in it, like there's something weird going on. Either way, it could be related to the evil team with an S in it, and it could be related either, again, to the evil team or perhaps the new gimmick that we see in the logo in the Japanese version. It could be related to that, or it's related to the evil team. But yeah, basically an S inside of a star. Kind of strange, could be a new evil team, but we'll have to wait. We also have a confirmation of all the confirmed Pokemon that we have so far, and we're going to go through them right now, starting, of course, with Pikachu. We also have Starly, we have Popip, Patilli is also included, Bounsweet is also here, Scideck is also seen, we do also have Combi as well, Drifloon is in here as well, Meowth is in here as well, and then there's also Stonejourner, which, by the way, about Stonejourner, there is an interesting fact here sent to me by Rodrigo Vieira, who said that the Stonejourner Pokemon, if the dex is similar to Sword and Shield, where the whole dex is related to either the UK or UK influence, well, in Portugal, they have a small Stonehenge monument, which could be a connection between the two there, so it could be that. We'll have to wait and see if that's the case. Clauncher is also seen in the trailer, Pelipper is also seen in the trailer, Swablu is seen as well, Blissey is also spotted in the trailer. We also got to see Seviper in the trailer, as mentioned before. We also got Larvitar as well. We also got Magnemite, which looks really good, by the way, with the new textures. We also got Lucario showing off, which we got also another piece of footage which shows that Lucario can battle in the open world, so the game does have open world battles. We also saw Dratini possibly based on, again, that fountain. And finally, we also saw Flabebe. But yeah, as mentioned, we also got the confirmation on the website that the game is a fully open world. Again, let's mention this is stated on the official website. This means that it will be a different game than Legends. There will be like a seamlessly fully open world, not just a partially open one. That means you'll be able to go anywhere and you'll have full freedom. There are no possibly loading screens in this one, so we'll have to see how that turns out. We also got confirmation on the official website that there still is no national dex in this game pretty much, so now we know that too. We also got confirmation that battles still take place in the open world, just like in Legends Arceus. So, did you also know that the clothes you wear in the game as the main character actually are different depending on what game version you are playing? But the clothes have a color scheme reminiscent again of the grapes and oranges. If you're playing Scarlet, it's more oranges colored. If you're playing Violet, it's again more purple colored. So there you go. On the official website, the starters have their names confirmed as well as the following information. First up is Spriggatito, the grass cat Pokemon. It is known as the capricious, attention-seeking grass cat Pokemon, and it also has the ability Overgrow. Fuecoco is the Fire Croc Pokemon and is the laid-back Fire Croc Pokemon that does things at its own pace with the ability Blaze. And also Quarkxley, the Duckling Pokemon, the earnest and tidy Duckling Pokemon with the ability Torrent. So Spriggatito is based on the Iberian lynx, and its name derives from the word gatito, which is kitten, and sprig, which is basically a sort of like a small single plant stem with leaves on it. So that kind of makes sense with that one, I guess. And in terms of design, as mentioned, it's the Iberian lynx, seemingly what it's based on. So Fuecoco could be related to El Coco, possibly hinting at the Fire Ghost evolution here. And as for what El Coco is, it is sort of like what it's based on, which is sort of like a demon thingy type of deal. There's a whole thing that they do, there's a whole tradition about it, which you guys can see a bit further information on the screen here. But also for its design, it could be based on a jalapeno, as seen in its design. It even has a stem on the top. As for its name, though, it derives from fuego, which means fire, and coco from, again, El Coco, but given that it is a croc and essentially a reptile, it could also be based on the Lagartija de Lava Español, which is a Spanish type of lizard located on the Galapagos Islands of Spain, and is kind of a red-colored type of lizard, and it's named after lava, more or less. Quarkxley gets its design from the Ciconia, which is a bird in the family of storks, but it also kind of looks similar to Donald Duck, so could be a connection there as well. As for its name, it also uses the word quack, well, quack, more or less, which is just a sound ducks make, but could also, in its design, be based or inspired by the Spanish Marin during the Great Discovery in the 15th century, and his hat looks like a sailor hat, so he could have a evolution in the future that could possibly be something like a seafarer or a navigator of sorts. But yeah, we're gonna see him basically be like a little captain, more or less. At 2 minutes 12 seconds in the trailer, you can see pumpkin patches, which could make total sense with this being based on, again, the Iberian Peninsula, especially Spain, as Spain, in fact, is the largest producer of pumpkins in the EU. Next, we have the starters Japanese names. Thank you to, by the way, Poketu Starmy or Pokestarmy over on specifically Twitter for coming up with these ones and figuring these ones out. But they are named Nyaho, Hugeta, and Kawasu. Nyaho in Japanese, the word for cat's noise is nyan, and hapa is the word for leaf, so this Pokemon's name is probably a mix of those two words. Hogeta, or Hono, means flame, and Geta is from alligator, which is the Japanese katakana pronunciation. So this Pokemon's name is probably a mix of those two words. And then Kuwasu, which is Kuwa, is a little bit hard to explain, but it's the Japanese noise that ducks make. And then you also have Onomotapoya, which is like a nyan for cats, and Su is probably for Sui, meaning water. So that's kind of the explanation for the Japanese Pokemon names for the starters for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Here is a bonus fact, but it could be that the colors in this game, being the kind of orangish and yellowish that we got going in the Scarlet, as well as the Violet Purple, could be related again to the kind of Republican, like, I guess, flag of Spain. Could be related to that. Again, I'm just spitballing here. Could be this, could be not. I would love to know your guys' thoughts and opinions. And again, thank you so much for everybody who's been sending me information about this. I appreciate it. And that's it. That's the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.